Brooke Cheney, followed by Marcus Patton.
All right, and the red light is on, so that means my 3 minutes just started. All right, so Judiciary Committee, thank you so much for your patience and your service, because I am new-ish to politics, and I didn't realize until I started doing this how hard your job really and truly is. You have so many things to tackle, and it is my job, along with everyone else in this room, to help you learn information. Did I say I was Brooke Cheney from Harwinton, Connecticut? Did I get that part? Awesome. All right. I am a mom. I'm a firearms instructor. I'm a competitive shooter. I travel all over the country. When I tell them I'm from Connecticut, they say, "Oh, I'm sorry." Because we do have a ton of laws and we do have a ton of taxes. You have my testimony in front of you. On the electronic copy, there are many links in it as well. Multiple reps have actually asked of ways to fund anti-violence. And in my testimony, at the end of my testimony, there are links to funding, both federal and local, for anti-violence programs. So taking more taxes out of the taxpayers' pockets is not the only way to fund things. In Connecticut, we are already the 8th most taxed population in the United States. One rep had asked previously why gun owners are victims. Well, we're focused on, I believe, because people have a really hard time believing that someone can walk into a school and shoot children. And I feel that it is because it's so much easier to blame an inanimate object. And if we just got rid of guns, then there would be no more violence. To that, I answer with, if I could snap my fingers and make all guns in the world go away, we still would have violence. If I could snap my fingers and make all violence in the world go away, it wouldn't matter that we had guns. With that, we were talking about safety and gun owners and all of that fun stuff. I own a shooting school in Harwinton, Connecticut called the Great Start Shooting School. My insurance for my range, plus my personal range insurance and insurance for being an instructor, is less expensive than your personal trainer at the gym, because my job in my range is safer than you going to the gym. I just want y'all to know that. That's why some of us are a little bit chubbier. We're safer that way. So, suicide prevention is really a big deal, and absolutely, do we need to fund these things? Yes. Is there funding out there for them already? Yes, there really is. I actually brought a little pamphlet here that is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, which the NSSF helps put out and gives to gun ranges and schools such as myself for free as just one of those things. Let's see, what else is on here that hasn't been said already? Oh, education. Regarding the education in school for children, it has been shown time and time again, children who are exposed to firearms and taught about safety of firearms are actually safer. When you take a child who's never been exposed to a firearm and you put them in a room, what happens is they are curious and they don't understand and they pick it up and they play with it. And my final beep, I will say, violence starts way before a gun is in anyone's hands. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Representative Piscopo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Brooke, for coming. Appreciate it. I did have a chance to go through your testimony, and I appreciate and I thank you for that, your written testimony, and I'd encourage my colleagues to check it out. It's full of great information on different areas you can go to, especially programs that will stop violence. So thank you for providing all that testimony. And I was thinking that it affects the poorer sportsmen the most because they can't afford the tax, and and this one would hit a small business person like you also pretty hard, this tax, if it goes into effect.
Yeah, so the reason for the name of my school, A Great Start Shooting School, is because I remember when I was a brand new pistol permit holder. I had gone through the safety class, but I knew I needed more training. And I remember that feeling. And everything is just so overwhelming because there really is so much to learn. At A Great Start, the idea is to get you started. And as it is, to spend time with me costs money, because as a business, I must charge people for that. Now, by adding the tax to the ammunition, now it costs me to service you, to help you learn more, and now it's just become harder and more expensive for you to get training. It's sort of akin to the idea that the gentleman who was up here earlier this afternoon talking about the airplane tax. It's that same thing. And as a competitive shooter, we have large amounts of resources of places that we can get ammunition, and absolutely we buy in bulk elsewhere if we need to. As a competitive shooter, when I am practicing, I can go through close to 1,000 rounds in a week. I have 3 practice sessions of 250 each, then I go to a competition that's anywhere from 200 to 500 rounds. So someone like me who shoots that much, this is beyond onerous.
Thank you again, Brooke, and thank you,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Chairman.
Thank you. Any additional questions for Ms. Cheney? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Marcus Patton?